guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is gonna be kind of different. I really just wanted to sit down and share some things with you guys that have been going on in my life lately, and things that I'm really excited about, but they are also things that... Sorry, my fridge is making a really weird noise. Things that I'm really excited about, but things that I've also taken a lot of thought, and I just feel ready to finally go public with something. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this. So this past year, 2022, has been extremely difficult for me. And while there's absolutely so much that I have to be grateful for, it's also been very, very hard, and I have experienced just extreme episodes of just straight up depression. And I've been working through a lot, which is amazing, but it's been really difficult. So taking it back a couple of years, I started trauma therapy in the end of 2020, and I quickly realized how many layers to my trauma there was inside of me, and that I was going to have to make dozens of changes if I really wanted to not only just like work through the trauma, but also heal from the trauma. And while it's been great, it's been really hard, really, really hard. However, making this one specific change that I am sharing with you today wasn't something that I realized at first. This was something that actually I thought about this past summer, so about a year and a half later after starting trauma therapy. I remember in one of my therapy sessions that I was working through a problem with my therapist, and I was sitting there talking myself through the steps of trying to solve this problem. And I remember her saying to me, she was like, well, if you really don't like this one thing, if this one thing is not serving you in any way and it feels like it's holding you back, why don't you just change it? Seems simple, seems easy, right? Like, duh. If I don't like something, why don't I just change it? Like, there's no reason for me to sit there and make myself accept something that I'm not happy with, that I'm not comfortable with. Like, a part of my trauma had been feeling like I had absolutely zero control over my life, because unfortunately growing up, I had a lot of things happen to me that made it to where I did not get to make decisions based off of what would make me happy. I had to make decisions based off of survival. How was I going to get through the night? How was I going to get through another day? How was I going to get through another year? How was I going to get through another decade? Like, how was I just going to survive? And being able to just sit down and make a decision to change something that I didn't like was not something that I legitimately ever thought that I would be able to do, because I was like, with my specific situation and my circumstances growing up, it just wasn't an option for me. I literally did not have that choice. And that was ingrained into my brain as I grew up and as I got into my 20s and as I became an adult. So I found myself in this pattern of being like, well, I don't like this, but I don't have the power to change this. This is just how this is. And of course, now I realize that that was just my trauma. That's how things used to be, but that's not how things are now. So I started to think about my life and my day-to-day life and my future and what I want it to look like, what I don't like about it, what I want to change, and how can I make things look and feel more like the dream life that I envision for myself. So growing up, I experienced a certain type of abuse that put me in almost a permanent state of disassociation. I came out of it in one of my trauma therapy sessions, and that was like the first time that I fully realized that I hadn't actually felt anything in years. That was something that my brain did for my own survival because of the amount of stress that the abuse was causing me. Now that I've been away from that situation for quite a few years now, I've put a lot of time and energy into creating this safe place for me to talk about my experiences and to heal from the trauma that I've experienced. And I've realized now that I do have full control over my life. Like, okay, maybe I can't necessarily control everything that happens to me, but I can choose how I react to things that happen to me, and I can make things happen for me. And more importantly, I can control what I put my energy into. I became extremely interested in figuring out my own identity, and I realized that I have a whole future that I get to plan and I get to experience and I get to, most importantly, create for myself. And with that, I just started thinking about what my dream version, like the best version of myself, what she looks like, what she does, how she feels, how she talks about herself, how she talks about others. What is my identity now that I have been able to separate myself from my past abuse and the girl who was just surviving? Who am I today and who do I want to be in the future? So during this process of defining what I want my future to look like and trying to figure out who I am today, I realized that I've never, ever liked my name. The name that I was given at birth is not a name that I have ever felt connected to. It's a name that I've always hated saying. It's a name that I've always just hated hearing. And so thinking back to that therapy session that I had last year, it clicked. Well, if I don't like it, why don't I just change it? And so then I started thinking about how, it's very common for people to change their name when they change their gender identity, or people change their names when they get married, or people go by nicknames. There are a million reasons that people change their name. But the thing is that that's exactly it, is people do change their names. This is a very common thing. And I was like, well, if everyone else can do it, why can't I? So that's when I decided, all right, I'm gonna change my name. My names, to me, when I see my full name, my full legal birth name, I look at it and I see I am my parents' child. And so having my first name be a mixture of my mom and my dad's name doesn't feel great. Then on top of it, my middle name is also my mom's middle name, and of course I have my dad's last name. So literally all of my names are the names of my parents. I have felt as though none of them have actually been given to me. None of them are specific to me, to who I am, to who I identify as. You're already giving your last name to your children. That should be enough. Give them their own name to let them feel like they are their own child and they are their own person and that they have their own identity. And I'm just not into the whole naming your children after you type of thing. I'm not into it. And funny enough, there has been a name that I have absolutely always loved. A name that every time I've heard it, I've always gone, oh my God, I love that name so much. It's so cute, right? But I've also known since I was little that I've never wanted children. So I was like, well, it's kind of strange how I have this name in my brain that I absolutely love, but I know that I'm never going to have children. So why have I always felt connected to this name? And that's when it dawned on me, well, what if that isn't the name of my future daughter? What if that's my name? What if that was meant to be who I am? And wait, I'm not gonna cry. When I started playing around with the idea that, I could be calling myself by the name that I've just loved literally since I was little, I just felt like this entire weight had been lifted off of my shoulders, and I just felt this sense of excitement for my future and for myself, and just this overwhelming sense of gratitude of just being so thankful that I'm still here and I get to experience this new chapter in my life. And it felt like those couple of years of therapy that I had been doing finally broke through something, and it felt like there were pieces of my very sad and broken inner child that just healed and finally felt like she was being heard and felt like she was being cared for. The name that I have always loved and have chosen for myself is a very cute and simple name. It's one that I feel like fits me perfectly, where it's a very cute and pretty and kind of it's very feminine first name, and my last name is more edgy and it's more alternative, and it kind of connects both sides of me. And you know, like, I actually have a necklace with my name on it, and I love wearing it all the time. I wear it literally all the time, and I have had people in my personal life already start calling me by this name. I've already changed my name on like my Starbucks app, so when I get my coffee, it says my new name. And I told my nail girl today actually what my new name was, and she was so excited about it, and we were able to connect about that. And it was just, honestly, this whole process has been so healing and so just enlightening and so empowering. And I just really wanted to share this, of course, because I'm changing my name. Like, I don't want to just change my name on socials and not explain that. I just want to share my experience out there with anybody who may need help feeling like they do have control over their life, and that it literally can be as simple as, if you don't like something, stop making excuses and just figure out a way to change it, right? Like, there's so much that we can control in our lives, and there's so many amazing things that we can create for ourselves if we stop letting our trauma and our insecurities and all of our bullshit keep us from getting there. Of course, I'm still a work in progress. I still suffer from depression, and I have untreated ADHD still, and like, I'm still working there, but I'm reminding both myself and you that if you feel like you are stuck, and if you feel like you just desperately need things to change, then I promise you, you can make those changes. You can figure it out, and it feels so much better on the other side. I'm not even fully on the other side yet, but I'm getting there, and it's been amazing. It really has been. So I want to introduce my name to you, and I want to reintroduce myself. So my first name is Sadie, spelled S-A-D-I-E, and my last name is Mars, M-A-R-S. My name is Sadie Mars, and I'm genuinely so excited for this next part of my life, and I'm excited to share it with you, and I'm excited for this new healing and healed version of myself. So with that, I want to announce that I have a new series starting on my channel here pretty soon for spooky season. This is a concept that my boyfriend and I came up with, and he is being absolutely amazing and editing it all together, and it's been really, really fun, and it's something that him and I both are so excited about, and we can see really amazing things happening for it. And so I would like to invite you to subscribe and to follow me on my socials right here, because I'm really excited about this next part of my life, and as like in my career and my journey. And yeah, I'm just so excited to share everything that I've been creating with you guys, and I'm just really excited to everything that I've been creating and working on. I'm finally getting so much closer to putting it out into the world, and I'm just really excited about it. So that being said, I do want to express gratitude to everybody who has already supported me. My friends, my coworkers, and my boyfriend, like my partner, everyone has just been absolutely so supportive of it, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm really thankful that I was able to find myself in a place physically and emotionally to where I could make a change like this that is so personal and will not make sense to a lot of people, but I don't care. I'm just really excited and grateful that I was able to find myself in a place that I was able to heal certain parts of me, and that I'm able to have the realizations that I have had. And I'm just I'm just feeling really thankful, I guess, is I'm still feeling a lot of emotions and everything, but I guess with this name change, I just feel more excited about my future. I feel more excited about introducing myself and about meeting new people and about just telling people proudly who I am. Because I love the person that I've become. I love the person that I've always been. I love the person that I will be in the future. I am so proud of myself, and I still struggle so much, of course, but I love so much of what I've just been doing for myself. I love how I've learned to take care of myself and how I am learning to take care of myself. And I deserve to be able to introduce myself with a name that fits the work that I've put into the person that I am today. And I just want everyone to be able to find the sense of confidence that me changing my name has given me. Of course, this sense of confidence will come from a million different things for different people. But I just want to say that if I can find it, I know that you can too. And it really does get better, and it really does feel a lot lighter and brighter and more exciting on the other side. So there we have it. My name is Sadie Mars, and I'm a makeup artist. I am a horror lover. I love all things cute and all things spooky. And like I said, my name is Sadie Mars. So I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.